They all tried to run through that, idiots.
Another one down.
Warning.
Heal on the
You are
ground.
now entering the contaminated area. Now leaving the contaminated area.
You gotta watch that dead eye.
Guys out.
Heal on the ground.
Oh my god, I'm out of ammo, dudes.
Somebody
Behind
down.
you, let it. Go behind you, let it.
Clutch heal, dude.
One down.
I got the heal on the ground right now. If we need it, heal on the ground by Irish.
I needed some ammo, dude. I was like practically out. GG's.
Get the hell out of here.
Amitié de plus de 10 ans, crapote ta chicha entouré de tes bebeux, capote sans chichi, gros U quand le tu veux mon bien, y'a pas de sous-ça et je veux pas mon bien, trop souvent sous sky, j'ai fait du mal à petit cœur fragile, je suis très calme et quand je parle j'agis en fait.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Lady Yo. Welcome to So Serious Gaming, and I'm finally doing a build video for you guys. Yeah! I know that was a little bit corny, man. I haven't really been doing build videos because, well, I've done quite a lot of build videos and I don't have the most fun making them. I do enjoy sort of doing more gameplays. I want to do some edits. I want to try and do some like funny edits and stuff as well. I want to do a few different things. But I know a lot of you guys enjoy watching my build videos, so I'm still going to be making them. So yeah, let me get right into it. This is what I call my PACMAN build. As you know, PACMAN likes going around and eating the, you know, the little ball things, and well, yeah, with not that build. That was, yeah, we'll just edit that out.
Nope.
So, with this build, I feel like PACMAN because every time they throw a grenade, I'm eating it. You could also call it the mortar build or the grenadier build or whatever, because the idea is to eat the enemy's grenades and then throw them back. Now, I have got a gameplay with this video. I will put a link somewhere around here, and I'll put a link at the end of the video in the end screen bit, so you can see the build in action. The way I've set it up, it has decent skill power, it still does damage as well. It's basically a utility build. So I'm, you know, defusing the grenades to protect my team. I'm still able to deal damage to the other team, and obviously with the skill power, I can still provide my team with consistent heals, decent sized heals, and all that kind of stuff. And if I'm using, say, like a pulse or, you know, whatever I'm using, it's still going to be half decent. So yeah, let me get right into it. So guns I'm using is pretty much what I always use. My MP5 with responsive, competent, unforgiving, 16.1k base damage with just over 5k firearms and a 20% crit chance. I just love my MP5. I love it so much. The mods that I'm using, we've got extended mag, crit chance and fire rate. You always want crit chance on your extended mag, and fire rate is always a bonus. Where are we? Small optics. I got a red dot sight with crit damage, headshot damage, and crit chance. Pretty much all the mods I go with crit damage on the top attribute, because we tend to have a decent to very good pulse depending on who's using a pulse on our team, and it generally takes me to the cap, if not very close to the cap for crit chance. So basically I try and roll everything so I can take advantage of having that crit chance and make the most out of it. So everything is crit damage, crit chance, headshot damage, essentially. So aside from the undergrip, because you can only go like crit damage and then accuracy, reload speed or something like that on it. So yeah. And then my other gun is the Lavoa. Now this I tend to use more for clearing out NPCs, in which case then I get to save my MP5 ammo for PvP. So this is destructive, competent, responsive. I do have I have this one with adept, fierce, and unforgiving on that I could use. There's this I've just got this responsive, brutal, focused, which meh. It's meh. Now, the chest piece, usually, as you know, in my builds, I run vigorous because, you know, I just love vigorous. The that overheal you get is always nice, and that's what I tend to use. But because of how this build is and how I intended it to be used, I'm not using vigorous. So I have a final measure chest piece. It's a really nice armor roll. This has got a stamina roll on it. We've got skill haste, health, ammo capacity on the attributes and minor attributes. This one is a pretty poor armor roll. Ideally, I could do with getting it up to say like 9.5, like, you know, like these are. But it is what it is. I've got to make do. It's the best roll that I had for everything else. And this is rolled with electronics and skill power. And then we have burn resistance. If you wanted and you didn't mind having your skill power that little bit lower, you could roll crit chance if you wanted, but I don't need it. Then I've got my short bow knee pads, which is why I'm not using the vigorous chest piece. This is rolled with firearms. It's max firearms, and then it's got a nice health roll, disorient resist, bleed resist, and burn resist. Holster is a final measure holster. Decent rolls. I need a higher electronics roll, and then I have that rolled onto skill haste. And then the savage gloves.
This is the shit you need.
I don't think I had any. No, I didn't have any final measure gloves, which is why I went. Excuse me. That's why I went this route. I apologise, guys. I still have a bit of a cough, so I'm a bit raspy. So yeah, this has gotten a pretty weak firearms roll. SMG damage, crit damage, and skill haste. I think essentially what I would like to do is have some with a better firearms roll, skill haste instead of SMG damage, and then have crit chance and crit damage. That's ideally how I'd want to do it, but I can't, unfortunately. And then we have a final measure backpack. Now, again, ideally, I want to get some gloves that are actually worth using. So then I can put the gloves on, I can put the specialized backpack on, and I'll have much better skill power as well. But for now, this will make do. It has 8% crit hit damage, and it has an electronics roll. It's a pretty weak armor roll on this as well. Ideally, I would be running. Where is it? Ideally, I would be running that instead. But, you know, until I get some gloves, there's not very much I can do. All my mods are rolled to skill haste. It's 266, 261. I mean, I could take the stamina. Yeah, you know what, actually, I don't even know why I have that stamina mod on. Because I don't need it. I have somewhere a firearms mod with skill haste. Somewhere. I do. I assure you I do. Yes, there we go, I do.
What are you waiting for?
And that's in electronics roll, skill haste. I have another. Yeah. I think around, for me personally, I like to have 300k toughness, which is why I've got these stamina rolls on. I don't know, when I go below that I feel a little bit too squishy. I will go to about 290, maybe just below that, but 290 is generally the lowest that I'll go with my toughness. So yeah, like where the stamina mods are, you can quite happily take them off and go with firearms mods. I do have another firearms mod with skill haste, but yeah, all my mods are rolled with skill haste. First aid, self heal, first aid, self heal, first aid, self heal, and oh my god, where are we? First aid, ally heal. Now, depending on what we're doing will depend on what I'm doing with these mods. Sometimes I might have them set to pulse crit chance, pulse crit damage, or it might be healing station range or healing station health regen speed, all that kind of stuff. It kind of just depends really. So we'll have a quick look in the character sheet. So in fact, am I even on the... Yeah, I am. So my crit chance on this is 28.5. I am missing, don't forget, I am missing crit chance on like the gloves. And then the crit damage is 106. But we tend to have a good pulse. One of our guys that we run with has like a 30% crit chance pulse, and it does like 40% crit damage. So it's a huge boost in the damage output for us. My threat is plus 45% because I use the muzzle brake with skilled with crit damage on. I don't have any other, like I don't have a silencer with crit damage on or anything like that. So it is what it is. And 39% skill haste, which leaves me one short of the max that I can get without using two-piece tactician. My armor mitigation is 31.27, but as you've already seen, some of the armor rolls on the build at the moment are a little bit low. But in all honesty, I am not going to tweak it anymore because I am waiting for 1.7 so that I can farm for the classified final measure set and make the 6-piece, because the 6-piece is absolutely beautiful in the PTS. It is so good. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting on there. Talents, I don't know why these talents keep changing, but generally how I will set it up is, in fact I'll take strike back off, because on this build generally, especially if we're fighting like big numbers of people, I'm just going to eat their grenades and keep throwing them back. So I will use chain reaction to make those grenades do the most damage. And then obviously you run triage if you're in a team. If you're not in a team, then run strike back, reach low health to reduce active skill cooldowns by 20%. Now sometimes I will combine those two talents. I will run triage and I will run strike back. If my team wipes, that strike back gives me that extra little bit of help for getting my skills back quicker. So it always comes in handy. But in this build, like I say, I'm kind of like a grenadier. I'm PACMAN and I'm a grenadier. So chain reaction it is. Critical save, use a med kit during low health to increase damage resistance by 20% for 10 seconds. It's always a good thing. Extra damage resistance is always good, but if you're combining that with, say, like booster shot, it's going to help you to face tank. It's going to help you to take damage, run away, whatever it is you need to do. And then when I'm in a team, I always try and remember to use combat medic. It is the least selfish talent you could possibly use, and it helps your team out so much. Use a med kit near allies to heal the group members and proxies within 20 meters by 40%. So basically what that means is, if you're in a fight against another team, your teammate is he's losing health, he's got no heals, he's got no cooldown, got no med kits available, everything's on cooldown, and he's screaming for his life. You can just pop a med kit and you give him some health. It is seriously that good. The amount of times where I've had nothing on cooldown, I am literally one bullet from going down, and then a teammate will give me a med kit. Same thing goes for them. If they're about to go down, I'll give them a med kit. Obviously you have to be within range, so if you find yourself overextending a lot, then you're not going to be able to make the best use of combat medic. So try not to overextend, stay within that range, and everybody can make sure everybody gets use of their med kits. Pretty much everybody on my team runs combat medic. So every time we heal for ourselves, we're healing our teammates, and every time somebody on our team is desperate for a heal, I still get the heal, and my team, the rest of the team still gets the heal if their health started to drop a bit as well. So super helpful talent. If you're solo, I would say take combat medic off, put strike back on, take off triage, and you could go with precision. If you're not already using a pulse, precision is going to help you deal. It's like a mini pulse. It won't give you like the full strength of your pulse, but it will give you like a mini pulse kind of thing. So it's still a bit of extra crit damage and a bit of extra crit chance. or you could run on the move, you know, just shoot up some NPCs, or even where are we? Death by proxy. If you want some extra skill power, you know, just shoot out the shock turret or something real quick. That's always handy too. But yeah, essentially, if I'm solo, that's what I would personally go with. I'm not gonna. I might use a pulse. It depends on the server. If I'm using a pulse, then I'll put on the move on. If I'm not using a pulse, I'll use precision. It just depends on the server. If I'm finding myself needing some crowd control, then I'll use an EMP or a turret or something. If I'm finding myself under constant status effects, even though I'm going up against like a 4-man team, I just find myself, you know, them hurling grenades at me and EMPs and using flame turrets and all that kind of stuff. Then I'll use an immune box just to try and give me a bit of a helping hand against all those status effects. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Like I said, I will put a link to a gameplay with this build. Me and a couple of buddies had a nice little manhunt while I was using this build. So I'll put a link to that at the end screen. It'll be either on the left or the right. And yeah, as always, guys, thank you for watching. It really does mean the world. Your continued support is just incredible. So make sure you hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, if you found it helpful, whatever it might be. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And yeah, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's any builds you'd like to see, if there's any different types of videos you'd like to see, anything like that, whatever it might be. Feel free to let me know in the comments below, guys. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. And yeah, keep an eye out for the live streams too, because as most of you know, I've been live streaming a lot recently and I plan to keep that up. So yeah, make sure you're keeping an eye out for the live streams and come along, chill out, ask questions, chat, whatever it might be. So yeah, have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out.